But number one, at each link in a food chain or a food web, what happens to the energy? We can see that in chapter 13.4, it transfers, it gets lost as heat. Yeah, those are both correct answers. Some of it transfers up, some of it gets lost as heat. Good. What does the word dissipated mean? Who looked up a synonym for the word dissipated? Wasted, okay. When we talk about energy getting lost as heat, we usually say it dissipates or kind of dissolves. Which organisms form the base of all food webs and all food chains? What's found at the bottom? Producers, good. What does the root word troph mean? T-R-O-P-H. When we talk about trophic levels, or autotroph, or heterotroph, what does troph mean? Food, yep, good. And when we talk about mass, what are we referring to? If you are measuring the mass of something, what are you measuring? The overall weight, yep. You're measuring the weight. Very good. All right, our key concept, pyramids model the distribution of energy and matter in an ecosystem. So we talked about food webs, food chains. Now we're going to talk about food pyramids. Which pyramids are models specifically for energy distribution. How does the energy flow through a food chain? Energy pyramids. Like I said, it models energy distribution. At the bottom level are always the producers. The producers always store the most energy. It gets it straight from the sun. It makes its own food. So they always have the most energy. Producers manufacture the food that supports the entire ecosystem. And as you work your way up to the top level, which are the large carnivores or omnivores, they store the least amount of energy. So they have to eat more because they don't get as much energy from their food as animals lower on the food chain. Energy transfer. Energy is always transferred up. That's why the arrows are always pointing up. But in this model, a pyramid is used because the shape shows that less and less energy is transferred up between trophic levels. So the grass at the bottom makes its own energy, but as soon as the squirrels eat it, it gets to keep some, but some of it gets dissipated into the environment as heat. And the same thing happens at every single level. The 10% law. An average of 10% of the total stored energy at each trophic level is transferred to the next level, which means that 90% is lost as heat. So we only get 10% of the energy that our food can potentially have. The rest of it gets lost as heat into the environment. And biomass, when we talk about mass, we're talking about weight, how much something weighs. The mass of all organisms in a given area is its biomass. If you add up all of our weights in this room, usually we're in person, so there's 37 people in here. So it would be the biomass of our biology class. And the 10% of energy that does transfer up to the next level is incorporated as biomass at the next level. Usually us, our food gets incorporated into our muscles for movement and it generates heat.